Well, we're safe, but that's about all I can say really. That's all I can say really. So let's dive in to the Royal Rumble. I am a bit tired, but I'm gonna try and manage through this. So let's dive in. No pre-show match to speak of, which is good for me, so I don't have to worry about that. We open the show with Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Roman Reigns comes out first, and as he's waiting for Rollins' music to hit, suddenly you hear Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta Shield. And Rollins comes through the crowd in Shield gear. What a magnificent son of a bitch. Anyway, he gets in the ring, the match starts, and initially it's a little bit back and forth until Rollins gets a very nice upper hand, and actually they brawl to the outside. Rollins is able to powerbomb Reigns through the announce table, which the announcers call a shield bomb for some reason. It's only a shield bomb when it's three people doing it. It's not really that if it's just one person. Two people maybe, but anyway, he gets Roman into the ring. Ring is able to hit the curb stomp, but only gets a 2 count. That was a pretty close near fall. Then it goes a bit back and forth before Roman hits one spear, then hits another spear. But before he can go for the pinfall, Seth holds out the fist like the shield thing, and this puts Roman in a frenzy, and he starts beating the living tar out of Seth before locking in the guillotine. It's locked in for a good while. Seth tries to get out of it, and they get close to the ropes, but Rollins' hand falls down. The ref lifts it up to see if he's going to stand, and as it falls, he grabs the ropes, but Rowan refuses to let go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. DQ. Seth Rollins wins by disqualification. This of course infuriates Roman. Roman, who keeps hold locked in, then goes out, gets a chair, and mimics the shield spot where Rollins betrayed the shield, and smacks Rollins in the back with a chair, and then proceeds to level him with the chair. I assume there's going to be another match because of this, unless they're trying to write off Rollins. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, Rollins did win by DQ, but Roman Reigns retains his championship. Anyway, then we move straight into the Women's Rumble match. I have written down the order in which things progressed. Number one in the entrant was Sasha Banks. I assumed that would be a good Iron Man. And then number 2 was Melina, who, from what I know, apparently she's signed with NWA. And it definitely shows because she barely gets to do anything before Sasha just dumps her out of the ring immediately. She barely gets to do anything before she's eliminated immediately. Then number 3, Tamina comes out. They have a scuffle before Kelly is number 4 comes out. She does like 1 or 2 moves before she's tossed out. She's tossed out. I don't really remember what happens next, but anyway, number 5 is Aaliyah, and I think Number 6, Liv Morgan comes out before, shockingly, Sasha Banks is the next one eliminated. The third person eliminated from the match. Let me see. Anyway, number... You know what? I'm just going to go through the through all the people who came out in order, and just talk about stuff that made out to me. Anyway, number 7 was Selena Vega. Number 8 was Bianca Belair. Number 9 was Dana Brooke. Number 10 was Michelle McCool. Number 11 was Sonya Deville, who immediately decided to walk over to the announce table and keep her jacket on. You know, the whole thing that as long as she has a jacket on, she's an executive. Until she takes it off, then she's a competitor, sort of thing. She sits at the commentary booth for a while. Then out comes Natalia at number 12. Then number 13 we have our first surprise of the night, which is Cameron, Naomi's former tag partner, former Funky Dactyl and stuff like that. She gets in, and Sonya then learns that her and Naomi used to be friends. Sonya then takes off her jacket, gets in the ring, and immediately eliminates Cameron. Then after that happens, number 14, Naomi comes out. She proceeds to eliminate Sonya. Then at number 15 is Carmella. Number 16, Rhea Ripley. Number 17, Charlotte Flair. And as much as I wanted her to be eliminated fast, she wasn't. Anyway, number 18, another surprise entry, Ivory in her freaking Right to Censor attire and music, which was a pain for the ears. Anyway, she gets in there, cuts a promo about how things are not good with the girls. Rhea Ripley then proceeds to just lift her over the top rope and toss her out immediately. And speaking of music that's bad for the ears, number 19 is Brie fucking Bella and her awful music. But what isn't awful music, and rather surprised me, number 19, Mickie James. But she didn't come out to her WWE theme. You heard hardcore country, and she came out with the Impact Knockouts Championship around her waist. She ran down to the ring and had a good showing. Even tying back to her feud with Michelle McCool, proceeded to eliminate her. Number 20, is that right? Is it 20? No, 21 actually. Mickie was 20. 21, new surprise, Alicia Fox. Okay. Number 22, Nikki ASH. Number 23, Summer Rae. She's in there for a little bit. Has a little bit of a scuffle with Natalia before she's immediately eliminated. Nikki Bella. Bella comes out then at number 25. No, number 24, sorry. Number 24. Number 25, another surprise entry, is Sarah Logan. She comes in, has a little bit of a flurry. She reunites with Liv Morgan. Because they were previously in the Riot Squad. Before they're both eliminated by the Bella Twins. Number 26 is Lita She gets a good showing in the Rumble. I think she eliminates a few people. Number 27, Molly Holly. But before she can even make it to the ring, she's attacked by Nikki ASH, because, you know, superheroes. Because Molly Holly came out as Mighty Molly. She gets attacked, gets in the ring. Nikki tears off her cape before eliminating her immediately. And after Molly came out, I counted all the announced people and realized there's 3 entries left, and we already know Shotzi and Shayna Baszler have yet to enter the Rumble. And number 28 I realized there's only one surprise entrant left, and that surprise entrant came out at number 28, and it was Ronda Rousey. Ronda came out and proceeded to go on a tear against everyone. Proceeded to have both. She got both of the Nickies, like Nikki ASH and Nikki Bella, onto the over the top rope. She proceeded to eliminate Nikki ASH before Brie almost ran into her sister and eliminated her, and then proceeded then Nikki just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna deliberately eliminate you, and eliminates her own sister. And as already mentioned, the last two, number 29 was Shotzi, and number 30 was Shayna Baszler. Her and Ronda reunite. Ronda had a little bit of something going on. Before we go to the final four, which ended up being Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair. We got into a scuffle at the end before Charlotte eliminates both Bianca and Shayna at the same time, leaving only Ronda and Charlotte left. And as I mentioned, Charlotte was the one person I did not want to see win, and thankfully she didn't. Ronda Rousey eliminated Charlotte, so I guess we have our match for WrestleMania. It's going to be Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch, properly this time, I assume. I don't know what else to really say. Ronda Rousey is... I don't know what else to say. Ronda Rousey is... I mean, it's not a terrible pick, I guess, but it's like it's not the worst thing you could have done, but I don't know. I've soured a bit on Ronda Rousey because of some comments she made after she left wrestling. Mostly that she didn't, as I pointed out in my prediction video, I don't really like her attitude towards the fans, not realizing her own the problems both she and Creative presented, and thinking the problem lies with the fans, which is stupid. The fans only react negatively because what you're presenting is bad. Anyway, enough about that. Congratulations on the win, Ronda. Moving right along to the next match, which was Becky Lynch versus Piper Niven. If you didn't see my prediction video, I refuse to use the name that she actually has. I'm just calling her Piper. Also, it's Walter. Anyway. I feel a bit bad for this match. Not only is the crowd a bit exhausted after the Rumble, but I feel like they might have had the same thought process that I do. I mentioned this during my Full Gear review when I talked about Britt Baker versus Ty Conti. It feels a bit unfair that I can't get invested in this match because it's so fucking obvious who's going to win. But I just couldn't take Piper seriously in this match because I knew Becky wasn't going to lose, especially now that Ronda won the Rumble. I mean, the match wasn't bad, don't get me wrong, or anything like that, but I don't know, it just didn't sit well with me. Although, it just didn't do anything for me. It's like there were some decent moves here and there, but nothing that really stuck out to me. The finish was essentially that Piper goes up to do I guess that's a bonsai drop, is what she did. Becky gets up on the second turnbuckle, hits the manhandle slam off of that. 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch retains. Whatever. Next, moving on to the match I was looking forward to the most on this show besides the Rumbles. Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. They start the match off by locking up. Then Brock gets the upper hand and hits a German suplex, only for Bobby Lashley to turn around and do the exact same thing. Brock then proceeds to get a bit of an upper hand on Lashley before Lashley turns things around and lays in some punches. Brock then catches him into an F5, but Lashley gets out of it, hits a spear, hits a second spear. Brock rolls outside of the ring. Bobby charges at him on the outside with a spear here on the barricade, but Lesnar moves out of the way, having earned from his match with Goldberg. Lashley goes through the barricade. Lashley is able to toss Lesnar into the ring post, gets him in, sets him up for another spear, but Brock moves out of the way and he touches the turnbuckle. And then we move into Brock Lesnar suplex area. Hits a bunch of suplexes on Bobby Lashley, and they look really nasty too. I'm not sure if Bobby weighs a bit too much for him to actually do it, but he always seems to land really hard on his shoulders, and it did not look good. Anyway, eventually, I think Brock goes for the F5, but Lashley's able to turn it around, locks in the Hurt Lock. He has him for a very long time before Brock is able to push Lashley into the referee, who staggers a bit, gets a bit too close when Brock is able to get Lashley up for the F5, and Bobby hits the referee. So when Brock goes for the pin, the referee is completely out. Lesnar gets up and he turns around and eats a spear from Roman Reigns. Then Roman Reigns walks over to Paul Heyman, reaches his hand out, and Paul hands him the WWE Championship. Paul Heyman seems that the whole breakup with Paul Heyman was a ruse. Roman grabs the WWE title, whacks Lesnar across the face, tosses the WWE title aside like he doesn't need it. Bobby Lashley crawls over as a new referee comes in. 1, 2, 3, and new WWE Champion, Bobby Lashley. I feel there was a bit too much shenanigans in this match. I felt like Bobby was not really treated as an equal to Brock. Like it was too much shenanigans. Like if you didn't have that suplex spot and you had have that one hit with the referee and that was it, then maybe I would have been a bit happier with it. It's not, and I just feel like I was hoping for a bit more of an even fight between those two. But hey, what can you do? But yeah, Brock Lesnar is no longer the WWE champion, and Bobby Lashley is the new champion, and Paul Heyman is back under Roman Reigns' regime. Moving on, we have the mixed tag match: Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Miz and Maurice. What can I say about this match? There's some nice couple spots here and there, like spots here. There was one point where I actually thought Edge and Beth were going to lose when Maurice hits a Hurricane Rana onto Edge, then proceeds to hit the French Kiss onto Beth Phoenix, and Miz hits the Skull Crushing Finale, only for Edge to kick out. Then Edge and Beth proceeds to hit double spears on the Miz. Then both hit the Glam Slam onto their respective opponents. Edge pinning Miz, 1, 2, 3. Edge and Beth win. So yeah, there's not much I can say about that match. It was okay, nothing special. But finally, we get to the Men's Rumble. The final Rumble. The final match of the night. Entry number 1, AJ Styles. Yeah, that seems like a fitting Iron Man. Number 2, Shinsuke Nakamura. So they have a bit of a scuffle there. Number 3, Austin Theory. Number 4, Robert Roode. He hits like a couple of spine busters onto Theory and Shinsuke. He has a stare down with AJ, which get the TNA chant, before he's immediately eliminated first. And then I think as Ridge Holland, the next entry, number 5, Ridge Holland, makes his way to the ring, Shinsuke gets eliminated as I'm writing his name down. Anyway, number 6, Montez Ford. Number 7, Damian Priest. Number 8, Sami Zayn. And number 9, you kind of guessed after Sami entered, Johnny Knoxville. He comes in a very ridiculous outfit. He gets in there, starts beating the hell out of Sami before squaring up to AJ Styles. He slaps him once before AJ proceeds to knock his ass down. Montez Ford hits his frog splash onto Johnny Knoxville. Ridge Holland pushes Knoxville onto the ring before Sami Zayn haluva kicks him over the top rope and eliminates him. But then Sami Zayn immediately gets eliminated himself by AJ Styles. Number 10, Angelo Dawkins. So both the Street Profits are in. Number 11, Omos, the big one. Omos gets in, and I think he immediately just lays waste to everyone and proceeds to eliminate Angelo Dawkins. Number 12, Ricochet. He doesn't get to do much. Number 13, Chad Gable. He comes out and actually starts directing traffic and trying to help people in how to proceed. He's sending Damian Priest in to fight, fight Omos, but it doesn't work and he gets eliminated. But after he does so, everyone focuses on trying to get Omos out, just as number 14 comes out, Dominic Mysterio, and finally, as Omos is teetering on the ropes, AJ hits him with one final forearm to knock him over the top rope, and Omos is eliminated. Anyway, next up is Happy Corbin in at number 15. Number 16, Dolph Ziggler. Number 17, Sheamus. Number 17, Rick Boogs. Boogs, who proceeds to do a gorilla press onto Chad Gable to eliminate him, but then when he has Dolph Ziggler in the same position, doesn't for some fucking reason. Anyway, I think number 18 is Madcap Moss, and him and Corbin proceed to go on a bit of an elimination spree, including eliminating AJ Styles, also was in there since number one. And Austin Theory, I think, was eliminated with someone else, but he had been in there for a long while as well. Less than AJ, I think, but anyway. Number 19, Riddle. No, number 20 was Riddle, actually, because I remember the next one. Riddle gets in there, has a little bit. And then number 21, someone I thought wasn't even clear to compete, but apparently he is, Drew McIntyre. He comes out and starts a bit of a spree and proceeds to eliminate both Corbin and Moss. Number 22, Kevin Owens. Who proceeds to brawl with Drew before even entering the Rumble, but both get in there. Number 23 is Rey Mysterio. Number 24, this one I'm not entirely sure what happened here, if this was intentional or not. Number 24 is Kofi Kingston. He gets in there, gets in a few shots before, I think it's Sheamus, tosses Kofi out of the ring, and it looks like he's going for a Rumble save where he clings onto the barricade to save himself. But they show that his feet did actually touch the floor before he grabbed on, so he was eliminated. And as soon as they had that replay available immediately, that was intentional, like as a subversion, that he's going for an escape, but it actually backfires. But I don't know. Because that also happened in the women's room, I forgot to mention that Naomi went for a sort of save where she got her feet caught up in the ropes, but then Sonya, who was already eliminated, proceeds to drag her out and eliminate her. But yeah, that was weird. Like, why Kofi if that Kofi spot was meant to happen, or if... Because Kofi got eliminated really quickly. Anyway, number 25, Otis. Number 26, Big E. So again, Big E came out after Kofi was eliminated, and so it just seemed weird that they eliminated him before they could even do something together. And then we get to to a very surprising entry, number 27, Bad Bunny. Bunny, the artist and the person who was a big talking point at WrestleMania 37. Yeah, he comes out and proceeds to really run a long time in the Rumble, even getting a few eliminations. And working together with Rey Mysterio on a few occasions. He even gets a very nice spot where he's on the ropes. Sheamus goes for a bro kick, and Bad Bunny proceeds to immediately just pull down the ropes, and Sheamus gets eliminated. Number 28, Shane McMahon. He's back. He then gets into a scuffle with Kevin Owens and proceeds to eliminate him. Number 29, Randy Orton. And if you've been keeping count on all the people, and as I was keeping count, I realized that with Randy coming out, the last entry has to be a surprise because we've gone through all the names that were already announced for the Rumble. Anyway, Randy and Riddle proceeds to, RK Bro proceeds to just run run roughshod over the Rumble, eliminating pretty much everyone except for except for Drew, Bad Bunny, and one more person, I believe. Shane. Yeah, Shane O'Mac. Yeah, Shane McMahon. So we're down to five people in the Rumble. We have RK Bro, Drew McIntyre, Bad Bunny, and Shane McMahon. Very weird, but hey, we could have Drew McIntyre or Riddle, or hell, why not have Randy tie Austin's record? But of course, couldn't just have a brand new winner for the Rumble, could we? Actually, the only way we could have had a brand new winner would be if Bad Bunny or Riddle or Shane McMahon ended up winning. Did not happen. Number 30, predictable and very annoying, Brock Lesnar. Brock comes out, proceeds to level everyone. He eliminates Bad Bunny. After hitting him with an F5, he eliminates Shane McMahon. He eliminates Riddle. He eliminates Orton. Takes a bit of a while to eliminate Shane McMahon, but he finally does. And we're down to the final two, Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar. They proceed to have a bit of a match before Brock hits him with an F5 to the outside, and Brock Lesnar wins. Did you really need to do that? Did you really need to have Brock Lesnar win the Rumble to challenge Roman at WrestleMania? Like, did that need to happen? Did you need to give Brock a second Rumble win in his career? I don't think you did. But whatever. Brock and Roman is set in stone at WrestleMania now. I have no idea what they're going to do with Bobby Lashley and Charlotte for Charlotte for WrestleMania. We'll have to find something. But hey, there we are. Brock Lesnar. Lesnar is the winner of the men's Rumble. Ronda Rousey is the winner of the women's Rumble. Not the worst thing that could have happened, but I feel like Brock was a wasted entry. Like, Brock was a wasted win. Like, didn't need Brock Lesnar to win. But hey, I'm at least happy that Charlotte got eliminated from the Women's Rumble. Brock Lesnar is not the WWE Champion. And it looks like both of the world titles will have separate matches and will not be interacting whatsoever. Hopefully. If I was WWE, I would just, since WrestleMania is over 2 nights again this year, I would personally put Roman versus Brock on night 1. Just get it out of the way. Have that be the main event of night 1. Just get it out of the way, and focus on Ronda and Becky on night 2. Personally, mostly because I just feel like, is it really worth to build to another Brock Roman match again? I don't know. I'm just a bit sick of that being the main event of WrestleMania. Like, I know we have 2 main events now because it's over 2 nights, but really the main event that you would actually be referring to is the final match of all of it. Like, I'm not saying that night 1's main event isn't the main event. I'm just saying that the more important main event is the match that goes on last of the entire spectacle. Like the last match of WrestleMania. At 36, it was Brock versus Drew. At 37, it was Roman, Edge, and Bryan. And this year, well, we'll see where that goes. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually watch WrestleMania this year. I might. It depends on how the programming goes from here. But at least my fears were... Well, I don't know how other people feel about this show, but I don't know. There was something lacking from this. Maybe I was just tired, I don't know. But, yeah, I wasn't enjoying myself as much. Like, there were some fun surprises and stuff like that. And, you know. hopefully Ronda's second run is better than goes a little bit better than her first. I'm always hopeful. Also, really disappointing pointing to know that Asuka's still not ready to come back. Or if she wasn't even given a spot in the Rumble. But oh well. Also, my point score was I was wrong about Roman versus Seth because Seth ended up winning, even though it was by DQ. I was wrong about the Rumble because Ronda wasn't one of my picks. I was right about Becky Lynch, but that was obvious. I was right about Edge and Beth, though that was also pretty obvious. I was right about Bobby Lashley winning the WWE title, so that's 3 points. But I did not have Brock Lesnar because, I didn't want to waste time on Brock Lesnar. And I probably should have. So yeah, 3-3. Even split, though really, when you lose both Rumbles like that, it feels more like a loss. I don't talk much about the points when I do these predictions, but, well, now it's a thoughts video, but still. Anyway, the next pay-per-view on WWE's side of things is a Saudi show, which will be the Elimination Chamber. I assume that's where we're going to find out how the non-Rumble related world title matches are gonna play out at WrestleMania. So we'll see if I do that one, though I usually don't do the Saudi shows. Like, I've watched a few of the Saudi shows, but I usually don't bother with them. We'll see. It all depends on if I choose to keep my subscription to the network going throughout WrestleMania season. We'll see how things progress from here, though my current thoughts are a bit not there. But hey, maybe I should reward WWE for not doing the worst thing they could have done and going towards the title unification. That would have cost me to not only cancel the subscription, but boycott WWE altogether, including any YouTube channel that I watch that has to do with wrestling. I would just quit immediately because I don't want anything to do with WWE anymore if they went down that path. Thankfully, they haven't, and it looks like we're in the clear. Anyway, I have rambled on long enough. I think it's time we end things. Good night.